welcome to our planning session. Board members, anybody wishing to discuss any board reports, bills, feel free.
So item 8, wow, holy crap. I normally don't even need this thing, so, wow. See, because I'm in the wrong seat, Mr. Gates. So H, the renewal of the E-Hall pass. Is the comma in the wrong spot there? Because I don't think we're paying are we paying $6,525? Which number's bad, the 0, the 2, or the 5? Okay, so it's 65, 25, 50.
Right.
Okay. We good making a change on that, Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
Before the voting session?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're going to go to executive session after this planning session for personnel, so I'm going to skip that stuff personally for now.
Under bills for payment on page 1, there is a bill for $17,551.60. TSA Consulting Group, what is that?
PSA? TSA or PSA?
T is in Tom. TSA Consulting Group. $17,551. It's about 3/4 of the way down the page.
I'm not sure.
Where do you see? Oh yeah, and there's another 17,000. Yeah, all the way at the top, the third one down. So that's twice we're paying 17,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we have no idea why we're paying this bill.
Could we remove that? Could we remove it from the bill for payment? Can we figure out what it is? And I could email Mr. Llewellyn.
Okay, so my question is, are we removing that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I'm having all kinds of trouble with this.
Oh, what?
The TSA is the employee 403. So that's what they will consequently have withheld on their paycheck, and then we send it to TSA for them to distribute to the 403. So it's the
Retirement.
Yes, it's an extra.
Okay. Okay. So then that would be good. Right.
Leave it. Thank you, Mr. Wellington.
And on the next page, page 5, our share of a bond for the CTI. Is that a renovation construction bond or what? It would be 0630 on page 5. $28,712.
That's probably, I'm assuming for construction of the new building.
It's a share.
That doesn't have to be.
Oh, see, go up to the end, okay.
Here's 5. Yeah, that's what that's for. That's for the new building.
Are we just kind of making comments on, okay. So under personnel L, on the agenda, that name may look familiar. That is my wife. She was slated to come in and do her internship. She's finishing up her school counseling degree, and she was going to come in and do her internship. But with Stacy Lent taking a leave, she was going to come in and fill in as a sub for the entire fall semester. I will be abstaining from that vote, obviously. But I just wanted to add that, again, she's in that last piece of her internship. She's also been working in the field of community mental health for 20 years, most recently as the clinical supervisor at SPHS in Uniontown. But I just wanted to put that out there because that may look a little wonky.
And just to add on to that, we have had others do that in the past too. So.
And
It's
I
nothing new.
and I will say, this is just a general statement, I think as a board, we really need to look at substitutes and pay for subs. I think it's hard to get substitutes right now. It's just all over the district, right? And also the county and all over the state. So I think as a board, we may need to look at that in the future.
Yeah, that's thanks, because that also reminded me of something that I completely forgot about, is that, if I can correct me if I'm wrong, when we start the year with our teacher subs, they all start at a certain salary. And then after 10 days, or a certain amount of time, I'm not sure exactly what the number is, we bump them up an extra $5.
The substitutes?
The substitutes, the teacher
I'm
substitutes.
not aware of that.
After so long, they do. I think it's maybe after 90 days.
90 days, they would be then entitled to
My,
benefits.
my point is that we've got
Without
subs,
change. Right.
we've got subs that have been, like, they come here every year. I mean, they do year after year. Why do we need to wait that time frame? Like, can we just bump them up now if they did X amount of years last year? I don't think we can, obviously, we can't add anything to the agenda for today, but it's something we can maybe discuss and add that for the future. I mean, I think it's like $5 or $10 a day, but still,
Well, I know,
just doesn't make sense.
I know,
Especially the ones that
there's a
get
change in rate after 90 days.
After 90 days.
Right, 90 days, they all
Nothing
get changed.
before that 90 days.
But if they've been here for
I agree.
X amount of time previously, then we should waive that.
I agree with you with that because there's a lot of school districts that are looking for not only subs but teachers. So no, anything we can do to help out, I'm for it.
And on the school counseling piece, as we know, and I've been talking about this, we definitely have a mental health issue or crisis, and that's just nationwide. And to go along with that, even that area, and again, the substitutes, I think we're at a shortage. So again, something to talk about.
Well, something with that, I totally agree, that maybe we need to start addressing subs and our lower tier paid employees, because by the looks of this agenda, it just seems like we're throwing more and more money in the administration side of it. And, it's our teachers and our subs that make this district work. And if we don't have them, we're gonna be in trouble. Because it's not just like they're growing on trees out there. We have all the schools around here fighting for the same people.
Right.
You're right.
To be honest with you, Andy, I think we have the same problem in the maintenance area. I know Jerry's been looking for subs. I think in the food service area, we have the same issue,
Right.
where we need subs. We probably should really kind of, we gotta look at this, for sure.
We're looking at it, yeah.
Well, I'm hoping with the new turnaround and new change that all employees are treated fairly, no matter what their job description is. Far too long, some employees were treated unfairly because of the work that they do. And I hope that this new administration, when it takes place, treats everybody fairly. They don't look down at them, they don't badmouth them. We're all one family we're supposed to be. And that's what I hope that Dr. Martin, if you assume this position, that your employees will treat each other with respect, because if they don't, I will be the first one to tell you about it. And I'm talking about custodians, aides, maintenance, security. Everybody here makes this place work, including the teachers. And we need to make sure that that happens. You need to make sure that happens if you assume this position. With the other comment, I do have a page 6. How much longer is Vector Security going to be here? They've been here for years, and they've raked us practically dry.
It's like they're constantly doing work that never gets done.
Every month it's a bill, and it's not a little bill. So does anyone know when their time is up? I thought their contract was up.
What what I think it is just for the work they've already done, and with the cameras we have, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably what they're paying for. We can always switch if you want to.
This bill's for $2,774.10 for security monitoring. That's not upgrading, that's their monitoring. Why should they still be monitoring? I assumed that months ago, this board did not want Spectre security. I don't want them. I mean, I'm only one person, but I don't think they do the job. We have cameras that don't work, especially in places where we need them to work, and they haven't worked for a long time. That company's been called time after time, and they don't respond. Just take our money. So I'm asking the board, put out an RFP for somebody else. If we haven't done it yet, it's just my thoughts. Yes, please. And we as board members would not know the ins and outs of those contracts.
If I can get a
But
copy.
if it's over, it's over. And we need to move on with some other company or put bids out. I don't care what company comes in, but somebody's got to do a damn sight better job than what they have done in the last 10 years. I mean, if a camera goes bad, and I have proof that they have been called. Yeah, we're coming out. Months at a time, they don't show. So we go in critical areas that a camera's not working. Every camera in this school in today's society should be working daily, 24/7. And I don't think anybody will disagree with that. I'm not putting this on you, Dr. Martin, but this needs to be one of the things we need to look into. All cameras are workable. X-ray machines workable. Everything workable in today's society. Doors not left open. Everything. The last bill I have is Chestnut Ridge Counseling, $500,000. Now, you know where I stand with that. I'm not for them, I haven't voted for them, and I won't support them. And I know you need that, but there's got to be some other entity out there that will do this job. Because how many problems have we had with them? Some of you board members may remember some of the counselors we had talking to our employees like they're a piece of crap. That doesn't work here with me. I just went over that. So, $500,000 this month. I know we need that help, but some other company can supply us. It's to look at down the road. I know we can't do anything at this point. Right. I just want to make that point that someone else could do this job.
Yeah, Mr. Bashir, I did look into that, and again, I mentioned SPHS earlier. That's where my wife is clinical director, and they just don't offer the types of services that Chestnut Ridge offers, and I get it, right? And I wish they did, because at least we could have that conversation. But I agree with you. I think that we may need to look at private entities as well.
Yeah, well, we did talk about that, but the same thing you brought up about months ago. I just want to reiterate that I'm just still not happy with it.
Right.
I mean,
No, I totally agree.
My hands may be tied, our hands may be tied, but gosh, can we look in to see if there's anyone, I don't care if they're from Ohio,
Right.
but as long as they can take care of our kids' needs.
Right. And I know this agenda is packed, but for next time, I would like to talk about creating a new standing committee, student wellness, where we really dive deep in student mental health, but also the bullying issue and other issues that come up. I know right now it kind of all falls under Mr. Dorsey's education committee, and that's a lot. That's a lot for one committee. So that's my plan is for next meeting. I know we have a lot going on now, but this go to your point, Mr.
I can
Bashir.
appreciate you trying to do this, start that, because bullying and cyberbullying is humongous here, and in every school. But I'm elected here, and that's where I'm not concerned about Laurel Highlands and Union. I'm worried about what happens here. And if we can get our kid every bit of help, we need to spend every dollar we can on that. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Bashir, I agree. I can speak from firsthand knowledge with my own two eyes. Years ago, when I was working for Chestnut Ridge, I witnessed psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever you want to call her, who would come in once a week to do med checks and everything. There was 3 new students coming into our program the following week. Their files were on the table. She reviewed the files, looked at them, and all that came out of her mouth was, well, these 2 here, I'm going to have to change the diagnosis because it won't pay. So that's my one thing I witnessed, and it kind of turned me against them. So, and I brought that up before because when it always would come up when the renewal for new directions would come up.
Well, we've had several incidents, and it's just after 2 or 3, it's just too many for me, as being on this board this long. I just know, I know they got the market, and we have to, I guess, buy into it. But that doesn't mean I have to buy into it with my vote, because I will vote no every time I see that name. Thank you, that's all I have.
Yeah, I have one more comment, and this is for Dr. Martin. I think I said this to you earlier today. I really feel for you. This agenda, when I look at it, there's a lot of landmines in it, and it was kind of, here, you go handle it. It was given to you. And I think you'll be able to handle the meeting and everything and go through this, but it's just like, I feel that you were thrown under the bus with this agenda. It's almost like things were held back. We weren't told things, like Mr. Mahan leaving. We didn't find that out. Actually, some people didn't find it out officially until last week. But I had people from the Washington area contacting me, asking what type of a principal he was, because he just got hired in Washington, and that goes all the way back to like, I'd say the third week of July. And we weren't told until August, whatever it was last week. So, just comments.
So, education committee, the student handbooks. So the September 23, last September, cell phone policy. I was under the impression that that policy was what we would do, and then that would be migrated into the handbooks. Listen, I didn't deep dive all the handbooks. I went through a couple of them, and I don't see it exactly written the way our policy states. I don't know if that's, and I'll be completely honest, the ones I looked at the high school, or not look at the high school, when I looked at the middle school and at the elementary school. What's on those handbooks don't necessarily match what our policy is right now. So I think that's something we probably should get amended. I'm not gonna vote no today on that, but it's something I think that we probably need to
Mr.
get.
Gammon, if that's the situation, we should probably table these.
I think we need to get the handbooks out just because of the beginning of the school year, but I want to follow up basically to see an amendment to that handbook for next month.
You can revise them now.
Right.
Revise them.
That's kind of, and again, I might be wrong, like, just the way I read it, I may have missed it if somebody.
Well, I agree with you, and I think that we need to look at that. We talked about the social suspension piece, and again, just needing a policy committee meeting, which I do chair, so I can call that and make these amendments. But I do agree with you.
I think policy is a good policy. I'm okay with it. I know some other schools are getting a lot more strict with it. I probably would have gone a little bit more strict than was me. I don't know if you guys were watching in Virginia that they mandated in the state of Virginia that they must change their policies. But really the issue becomes then is that we develop the policy, but then the implementation of the policy into the student handbooks and the rules and regulations for schools.
I don't know.
All of
please.
these.
Maybe this will help. The policy is what you put in place.
Right.
And the procedure is what goes in our handbook.
Correct.
So the procedure should coincide with policy.
Right. I think so for me, Kelly, kind of some of the board prohibits the use of electronic devices by elementary students while in district buildings. Like those are the words that I would like to see, I think should be in the policy. That's in the procedures. As you continue down that line. Yes.
Right. And I feel like you don't want to pigeonhole yourself either because there are sometimes,
Yeah.
it's, maybe we can talk about it in an executive session. I don't know if that's a better place to talk about it, but
Yeah, I think the policy as written now, there is some openings for, there are some instructional uses for that. They can absolutely use it for instructional purposes. But yeah, I got you. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I know, Mr. Gammon, we always hear, you know, a few of us on the board has talked about making this cell phone policy a lot more strict and possibly eliminating the cell phones during the day. We always hear from teachers, well, they need to some cell phones are needed in classes, but if they have Chromebooks, why do they need cell phones in class? You know, utilize the Chromebook.
It all needs tweaked, Andy, and I think there's a lot more besides cell phones. I don't know that the social suspension is equally given out across the board. I mean, I know Mrs. Stout does a great job, what she does up there, but I think we all need to be on the same page how we're going to do discipline on every kid, and not just some. But I don't want to create a bad thing here, so I'm not going to say anymore.
No, it's been inconsistent in the past, we know.
And I think, you know, again, with the change in administration and really wanting to turn the page here, and in the hopes of acting with civility and grace at this time, I think we should have a night or a meeting where we're talking about all the different committees and all the different issues. I know that might be a marathon type meeting, but we really need to prioritize some of these things, and I think we could do that if we call a meeting like that together. Again, I know it could be lengthy, but really have a really structured agenda and try to tackle some of these major issues.
But what you're bringing up, Bob, is very important. Yeah, it's just not long, we're gonna have a meeting, might take a while, and people don't show. It's, I think, something very important as we move forward, right, that we do that.
I do have another comment. I was worried because we don't have a business manager on the original agenda that went out. Under finance, item C, discuss renewing the SWYE. This item wasn't here, so I did some inquiring just to make sure we were ready for this. And I was told it's a data collection software, and it is on page 6 of our bills for payment, item number 2404, and it does say this is educational software tracking program. And this is a 2-year contract we have, and this is the 2nd year renewal. I think it came out of ESSER fund. So I just wanted to let everyone know, because I didn't want to be questioned about this because I really wasn't sure what it was. So I called to find out because I knew we weren't going to have a business manager here to explain it. So just wanted to put that out there.
I have one for athletics too. See, that should be boys, and that's not a big issue. And then I had a question I'm going to go to. The Calvary School, what is the process when we start to look at if we wanted their kids to play here in our district for sports? Like, do we have to take one, maybe count it, like, you know what I mean? So would that move us up in sections?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know they have probably maybe track and any basketball, but can we start that process? Will you let Mr. Berry start? Okay.
It goes to the PIAA, it changes your enrollment number.
Yeah.
Some potentially. Yeah, oh, man.
It could push you to a different classification in some sports.
Right.
Start maybe looking at that, Mr. Berry. Thanks.
Thank you.
Still going? I'm almost done, honestly. Well, tell Terry's not, I'm sorry.
I had the same one. Yeah, I just had the same one as Coach Rob. Now that's a final bill, and we're on
What page is that?
for 3 Chestnut
monopolizing here.
Final billing.
Yeah, so the program of studies, middle school, page 9, Algebra 1 is not coming back, right? All right, so it's on the program of studies, though. It's being there. There's a couple other ones on there as well that I think we might need to tweak up on that. I was excited. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw Algebra 1 on there, I was fired up because actually me and Miss Columbia were talking about that the other day about how Algebra 1 in 8th grade was offered and now it's not. And okay, I got you.
They're able to go to the high school and take it.
Yeah, I know one that did that last year. From my perspective, and I think Ms. Columbia will agree with me as well, and we gotta get Algebra 8 back in the middle school. I don't know what happened to it. I wasn't on the board last year when that happened, but I think Algebra 8th grade algebra needs to happen. And I know it's probably a little bit too late. Yeah, I'm tracking. But I'm just saying, it should be. Okay, I think that's it.
I have, let me find it. Let me go to this. There's a couple items that I'm definitely gonna vote no on. One of them is, it was item I on the old agenda. I am not gonna vote no against the business manager that you're slated to vote on here. I am voting against the salary of $105,000, when our past business manager that just left us was only making about $92,000, and he just happened to be the best business manager that I've seen in 25 years on this board. And I can't see bringing somebody in and paying that much above, with no school experience. And the other one I'm going to vote no on, I'll say this now, is item H, the position of principal at the elementary school. I am not voting against the person. I am voting no because the whole, or the entire process here was incorrectly done. No one was given a chance to interview. We weren't even notified that the previous principal resigned until last week. It's almost like, here you go, gotta take this one. And she can also, in her position now, go down to the elementary school and do that job while we give interviews, and if she happens to be the best one, then she gets the job. Just 2 comments. I'm done.
I am gonna make a comment about the business manager. And Ross and I, we were in the interview with the new business manager, and we had a very frank discussion with Mr. Llewellyn after the meeting, and it was actually his suggestion to offer that salary. He said, we're not gonna get anybody qualified, that's the going rate. His suggestion was actually higher than that, and we brought it down to 105, and he stressed to him some things that are more beneficial when you work for a school system. But just so everyone is aware, that was his suggestion. That salary was Mr. Llewellyn's suggestion.
It's a suggestion, but we don't have to take it.
No, I understand.
You know, my
I just
biggest
want to
thing
make
is-
sure we have all the facts out there.
I'm just seeing a lot of money being spent here, and we're also, with Dr. Martin, she's gonna have to get more money in a stipend if she's gonna do the superintendent position, acting superintendent. So where's all this money coming from, and did we have a lot more money than we were being led to believe? Because these salaries here are only gonna go up. Sooner or later, it's gonna hit us, you know, just like I warned with the ESSER money running out, so. I don't know, if we were gonna pay 105 or more, we definitely should have given that to Mike Llewellyn first. or at least try to get him to stay.
I did not want to get into conversation about this, but number one, $105,000. We offered him less, he wouldn't take it. So my feeling is, you're untested. You don't work for a school district. You never did work for a school district, and that's, I can live with that. But Mr. Llewellyn made $90,000 plus transportation. It was the best one we ever had in both. He didn't leave here for the money. We all know why he left. But in good conscience, for the $105,000 untested, I just like playing a card game, throwing money out there, throwing the crap, making bid. I can't. I'm telling you now, I will vote no. For the simple reason, for the taxpayers, and we're going to give him a contract for how many years of $105,000 with him? No, you got to show me, and that's going to be for anything that I do. I'm hoping the new turnover here will make things a little easier and better for this school district. But we offered this guy a little less, he wouldn't take it. So but then he tells us he can get laid off at any time. You want to work for where you work? Fine. So I can say that in my years here, we've had meetings the night before school opened and hired people. So I'm not going to be pressured into hiring anybody, or not anybody, but certain things tonight because school's starting. It is starting, and I hate to be without the people, but damn, I'm just not going to throw anybody, see if it sticks to the wall. I want the qualified people the best we can get, and if it takes a little bit longer and we don't get anybody until the middle of September, then so be it. And that's my vote and my one vote. But if we hire the people, I'll go along with it. I'll go fine. But there's still time. I remember Sunday nights before school started, we sat in the same auditorium 20 years ago, hiring a principal, hiring this, doing that. We did it. So I'm not going to be open to hear time's running out. Yeah, it is. Most school districts got their everything together, but we don't. All because they all left. Why the hell? Why did they all leave? Boom, boom, boom. Look how many people left since January. Gone. I can go on, but I'm not. But I'm telling you now, I can't vote for the business manager for that salary. I cannot, and I will not. And that's all I have to say.
And I hear you, Mr. Bashir, and I've been saying this too, and I think we are in a difficult situation. I feel like our backs are up against the wall on some of these issues. I totally agree with you there. I think as a district, as a board, we have to start changing culture to where we accept and promote assessment and evaluation. It's the only way to get better. You know, your comment to where the business manager doesn't have experience in school, I'm with you. And if we do move in that direction and the votes fall where they may, we really do have to start evaluating, on a regular basis.
And
I
along
agree,
that
Bob.
line,
I just don't want to have to be putting Band-Aids on things all year long.
And I think if we, right, I agree.
And that's how I feel.
I agree with that.
Against him personally, nothing.
But the guy coming in has the same qualifications that Mike had when Mike came in. He didn't work at a school district either, and look what a wonderful job he did here. This guy's coming in with an accounting degree also, and I'm hoping that he can do as well as Mike did.
Rick, I agree with you on that, but
And Andy, we've had some,
it's money.
we've had some really bad ones in the past.
Uncertified business managers?
Oh, some really bad, you know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. The best thing one of them did was put a block of wood under the security officer's gas pedal. Other than that, it didn't do much.
And I'll say this, even in the next few weeks, if we don't find anybody, I might have to change my view and vote for it. But tonight, there's still time. It's running out, but there's still time. Maybe we can steal one from somebody else. I don't know.
So I have some questions that probably are not appropriate right now during executive session that, after those questions are answered, then I will make comments about the personnel part during the voting session personally. But on that, so speaking of money, the budget has been passed, so if you guys recall last year at this time, we had to take out a loan. I don't think we need to do that this year, so good job on those guys. But from what I understand, and if you get on the PDE website and try to read those spreadsheets, God bless Michael Llewellyn and anybody else who does it, because it is not easy. And I thought I knew math, but apparently I don't. But we got more, we received more money than what I'm pretty sure we've received than we budgeted for. And if I recall when Mike previously, who's is a great accounting technique, he overestimated expenditures and underestimated revenue, which is great, especially with a district like us. So kind of what I'm trying to figure out now is, okay, now that we have real revenue numbers, and I know we can't answer this today, but maybe over the next couple weeks, if we could get an updated budget, and I know when I may vote no on the finance guy, so that could really screw this whole thing up. But where can we get a number? Like, I don't know, somehow, and I know Mike kind of was around. I think we were getting him a couple days a week, but I would really like to kind of just see where we're at, because my fuzzy math has got us around 900,000 to the good. But I could be dead wrong, and I don't want to. I would rather have it rely on an expert to kind of tell us where we are for those funds, because that obviously will make a difference. I mean, yeah, we're going to spend some more money than we probably shouldn't, but it's making nervous. But if we're at a surplus, and the one thing I will say about the state budgets, at least what I've seen over the last 20 years, is that they usually don't take money away after the next year. I mean, you get it, that's the baseline, and then you usually get an increase the following year, unless it's a one-time shot. And that's not the case, at least the way I read these budgets. These are basic education funding numbers. There is that one grant you shared with me. I appreciate that. That kind of maybe fell as part of some of the basic education funding, but I'm still just not 100% sure. How much? I think we're in a better place. I guess the question is, how much better place? Okay.
So, we need to start our regular meeting at 7:30, but I'm just gonna ask Andy, Mr. Dorsey, if you don't mind, is there any questioning on any of the agenda items under education? Any board members have any?
Most of the A through E's renewals. I do have a question with the E-Hall pass. We paid money for that, and it was used supposedly, but we never got any feedback on, was it a positive review, a negative review? How did that go?
So I think and I'll let Ms. Stout and Mr. Clemmer speak on this. At the middle school level, they were using it, and it seemed to be kind of flowing effectively. I think at the high school, there were some concerns, and again, I'll let Ms. Stout chime in, with security having access to it, like the access point to it. Are educators having to maybe stop instruction to make sure that E-Hall, things like that she would be able to speak better on. So I think those are the glitches that maybe frustrated the high school staff a little more than we would like to see them being frustrated. It's supposed to be a good thing.
Yeah, because if it's cost and instructional time to fiddle with this app and everything, is it worth really renewing?
Stop.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Mhm.
You know.
And I don't want to put you on the spot, Ms. Stout. Feel free to decline answering it. We'll get the information for next month.
At the high school, it's difficult just because it does take away from instruction. It's nice to have my students in high school, like that agenda booklet that we had a few years ago, where it's their handbook, their calendar, and their hall pass all in one. They carry it with them, security knows exactly where they're supposed to be. The teachers are here, you can talk to them. It's very difficult because you have to start and stop the pass. So if the student requests a pass, the teacher has to start it, then they have to stop instruction to stop the pass. So at the high school level, the kids really did want that agenda back. If that's possible, to do like their handbook and their agenda and their all pass all in one. But that's how it works in high school.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at this is $6,000 here. If we don't renew that, that's $6,000 you could give and shut me up about the business manager.
Wow, please, somebody take this. So we have it on record.
We have it at the junior high as well.
This is my Brownsville math. This is
Mr. Grant, Mrs. Swan would be so proud.
Any input, Mr. Flynn?
Yeah, it would have been better for middle school. We did turn out weekend passes. What ended up happening, students always lost the weekend paper pass.
I'm dying around right now. My wife absolutely hates it. Kicks her butt, too much interrupts in the class, and cannot stand it. I'm voting no.
Ginger, what do you think as a teacher?
Well, I didn't like it because you go to sign the pass out, and then there's too many people in the hall, you can't sign the pass, so then he gets like, nothing.
Yeah, so they keep
I
going.
go out, and you gotta keep going back and back in.
That's what I want to hear. Jane, what about you?
Already gave thumbs down.
I'm old, and I can't be like searching on a computer.
Yeah, I know you're old, Jane.
I can sign my name in
It's up
about
to
2
them.
seconds, sign the
Yeah,
pass.
exactly.
Okay,
Jay.
thank you for the input. That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah, anything else on there?
One more comment, Mr. President, just,
Yeah.
and it's back to the athletics. It's just a thought, being that we have the funding. Item D, where it says the amount of $4,000 for wrestling match from Southeastern Green School District, $1,000 paid by the boosters, $3,000 paid by us. Why don't we just pay the whole $4,000? The boosters have to raise their money to take $1,000 off of them when we know we have it. I would ask this board to put a yes vote for that, for 4,000.
I don't have a problem with that.
So here's the issue, in my opinion. I don't think we can change this right now, Jeremy, right? What we can do next month is come back and we pay the 4,000 and we can do another motion next month and relieve the boosters of the $1,000 debt. That's the only way we can do this tonight.
Yeah, we'd have to pay the boosters back.
Yeah. It does that. It has 1,000 paid by boosters and 3,000 paid by the district. That's what's in here now.
Yeah.
Huh? So from what I understand it is, because there's others, so there's mats, we're getting them from Southeastern Green and one of the Green County schools, and it's like brand new. Buy this mat, straight up, 12 to 15,000. These cats are like, they want to get it on their agenda to sell it to us for the $4,000 price. So we approve now, they can get it on their agenda to accept our $4,000 payment.
I would ask the board
If
for
we
an
get this
affirmative. I
on
would
and
ask
approve
for
it
an
today,
affirmative vote.
and then give $1,000 to the boosters, approve.
Okay.
So why was it presented this way to begin with? Do
So
we know
from
the answer to
what
that?
I'm told, and again, secondhand information. So I did not witness this personally, so I could be wrong, and I will always tell you that. From what I understand, they went over and they saw Dr. Harbauer. Dr. Harbauer said the boosters need to kick in $1,000. No reason given, just they should kick in $1,000.
I just saw this tonight, and I just think sitting here, $1,000,
I don't know if that's
make or
right.
break us. I would ask the board for an affirmative vote to buy the whole thing. Anybody dissenting, please let me know.
All you have to do is make, when you get to that point, stop making the motion. And then the motion made, the announcement for the minutes that all firms should pay us.
I didn't mean to create a lot of havoc over this. I just thought it's a
So-
no-brainer.
Yeah, just on the, we're gonna get to this thing. Ron, or Mr. President,
So can we
and
do it?
Jeremy, I think this is okay, but I want to add a motion for buildings and grounds that does not, we're not going to spend any money, we're not getting into a contract. But I think one of the things that's been brought to our attention is the gym. And in the spring, like the management of keys at the gym is a significant emotional event. What I would like to do is add a motion to buildings and grounds to authorize the director of buildings and grounds to solicit bids for a keyless entry system, card system for the gym, for all the coaches and players, and it can be monitored and shut down. We fire a coach quits, somebody quits, we can instantly shut off that card, and we don't have to go out and collect keys and all the rest. So we're not gonna spend any money tonight, but I just wanna authorize Jerry to go out and.
So moved.
Yeah.
Before we install that kind of system, it's gonna
Oh, yeah, we have to vote, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just wanna authorize Jerry to go out and look for bids for something like that.
Just for my clarity, do we need a motion for that, or is Jeremy
That's
able
enough
to
right
get 3
there.
quotes? He's allowed to get 3 quotes, and then we
Fair
can make
enough.
a motion in
Jerry.
September.
It's good, it's good. No motion, make it happen.
Yeah, so he can.
All right, perfect, all right, good.
And it may even be Brian Boyd. Yeah, it's 3 quotes, and then that'll go on the site.
Okay, as we go through, Mr. Dorsey, any more in education?
No.
Okay. And the personnel will be executive session, finance, Mrs. Columbia, anything under there that's questionable? You agree with everything? And Mr. Clark?
We're fine.
So C should say volunteer boys.
Soccer coach for 24-25.
Okay.
Volunteer, not me. No.
Yes, volunteer boys.
I have a question on all the people that are getting hired under athletics. Every one of them, we have their clearances in, do we? Do we know?
I will double check with Mrs. Delgado,
Because
but
here's my problem. And we've talked about this multiple times over the past few years. And Jeremy, please look into this. We keep being told that the only person allowed to look at clearances is Jody. Which, to me, that's wrong. Other people should be able to see those clearances. Many times in the past, we're, oh, their clearances are in, and then, but we know the person, there's no way on God's green earth that person has clearances. Right. Right. Right, and that's what they used to do, because we would see the clearances when people, would apply for positions. We would see those. It would be in a packet. Back when we actually got copies of their information, but it was redacted. So that type of stuff, we didn't see, but we were able to see that these people did have proper clearances. And part of my question is, Jody hasn't been here for what, a week, 2 weeks? So could there be clearances laying on her desk for these people? Do we know if we actually have them all?
I know Scott has his. I mean, Clint, that could be one.
We were allowed to look at clearances for 22 years.
Yep.
Until the previous superintendent came here that we were not allowed to see them. I don't need to see their name. I just want to see that stamped on the bottom they're clear.
So Terry,
And
That's
the
all.
hiring pending clearances, is that right, Mr. Dorsey? Mr. Dorsey, you want to put hiring pending clearances?
Yeah.
And if the clearances come back something, then.
Yeah, that way we're covered.
If you can.
so I thought, and this is just regarding athletics, but I thought that all coaches had to have their clearances uploaded to the PIAA website. Is that, Jim, or Mr. Berg, do you know if that's accurate?
All coaches have to have sports first aid and principles of coaching uploaded to the PIAA.
But they don't have to have clearances uploaded.
It's personal information, so but they can't be on the PIAA website until they're officially hired. Then they can be placed, once the board approves, to put their name into the
Okay.
database.
Okay. I have mine.
If some of you board members remember the last few years, a couple of things slipped through. They were caught. And they didn't get to be hired here, but they were caught by the boards. So I still have to question that we should have some kind of, if you want me to look at the clearances, I'll give them back to you. I don't need to make copies of them. But I'd like to know that we hire somebody that they don't have a criminal history record or child abuse record. And we should not have to keep them. We shouldn't have them. I don't want them. But we need to look at legally if we are able to look at those.
I mean, I'm looking at mine right now. The only sensitive information on there is my birthday.
And,
The social security number is X'd out, so
and if you remember,
everything else is wide open. And
remember we hired an administrator when Director Acid was on the board.
Yeah,
He uncovered that the administrator he wasn't certified. He wasn't certified. He was here for 4 years, he wasn't certified. That's the kind of thing that this administration, coming now, we have to dot the I's, cross the T's. No one should slip through the cracks, not in today's society, with the craziness that's out there in this world, that we let someone get in here. And I'm a big sticker on that, but we should see the clearances, Jeremy, somehow. If not, you look at them, or you cover their name, or you say it's clear. Even the ones who are certified in the position that they are, whether they're a director of this, director of that, I want to know. I think the board would like to know. We're hiring somebody with all the specs that we asked for, not missing one. So many times in the last 7 years, many board members, Mr. Dorsey, remember, some people got hired, and like, they didn't have what the paper was put in the paper that we wanted.
Coach
But we
Rob,
live with it.
what if we designate like one person on the board that we be able to see the clearances? You know what I mean? To say we all at once, yeah, we designate one person. We'll be able to look at the clearances and then say it's all right for all, you know, the rest of
We just need to look at something.
Yeah, like whoever this is saying, so they can, you know what I mean, so we know this is good taken care of, whoever we, want them to do.
Every month we have to say, do they have their clearances? That should be automatic before they even make this agenda. And I can appreciate that. And that's okay. But, I mean, my question is, what training do you have to look at? Can I? What I'm saying to you is, I'm trying to listen to the audience, and we're trying to conduct a meeting. What I'm saying to you is, she gets a paper from the state that says, stamped clear. What kind of training do you have to have? Because it's either going to say, passes or doesn't. I mean, I have to get mine for what I do. But what I'm saying to you is, what is there trainings for that? And when do we send somebody to do that? So that's all. I mean, it's just simple. I'm just a simple person, but you know, when I get my clearance that says, yeah, you passed, or no, you can't do this, or something. I didn't know we only had to have someone special to look at them. I just think we need to look at another avenue, if there's an avenue open to do this. And I would ask for some insight into that, the administration, or you, Mr. Davis, that we can put together, I don't know, committee, 2 people, 3 people, 5, I don't know. It's slim and none that it slips through the cracks, but it could. And I don't want to be sitting here talking to CNN saying, well, that guy, we should have known. Okay, well, that's all. And I also want to, Mr. Barrett, thank you for your report. It's very, very good. I haven't got the chance to read it all, but it took you 3 days to write this. No? Anyway, thanks. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. Davis? Yes, sir. If there's nothing else for the planning session, are we okay to start regular session? Yeah. Okay. Mr. You have,
Public
agenda?
tomorrow.
Was there one name or 2?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Next.
I think the first name we're going to hold. Stacy didn't want to speak in public. Victor. She wanted to speak in executive session. Yeah, so I didn't
Okay.
want to call.
Okay, so executive session? Yeah.
And then I don't want to do this again. You want to do now or?
Maybe we can, is she here, Ms. Swartz? Are you okay with okay now, or would you do it in the regular session? It's up to you. The mic's yours. You have, yeah, you just have a couple minutes because we're gonna start the meeting, so whatever you wanna do.
I have one more comment, Mr. President. I have a note here that I didn't get before this comment. Till August the 16th, I believe, the previous superintendent still has input. Now, he has a chain of command, all right? So I received letters from employees that I shouldn't have gotten, trying to persuade me to go a certain way. So that's a violation of the chain of command. So if we're going to listen to any comments trying to push someone for a job, I certainly am going to challenge that. I know so I got a letter, and I think some other board members got letters. So any letters I get like that, I just red flag that stuff.
Well,
I don't take letters from employees.
Right.
So
I agree.
I am not trying to make anybody mad. So I'm just gonna give you my opinion. If a subordinate is coming to speak publicly in praise of a superior, I think that sets a bad precedent and it opens us up for some issues later down the line.
There are employees that have been disciplined and dismissed.
We would never in a million years
And I think that's not a good idea to
an
do.
employee to come to the stage and talk negatively about any of their supervisors. We would never authorize that. I don't think we should allow that for now. Again, I've heard what you might be talking about, and I apologize. Again, I got no issues with Dr. Constable or anybody whatsoever. I just think a subordinate praising their future boss sets us up for some issues, could potentially set us up for issues later down the line. Specifically, if a teacher who did not support their boss publicly got a bad evaluation, they could say, technically, I got a bad evaluation because I didn't support my boss publicly. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not, but it's the appearance of it. That's my only point. I will abide by whatever the president decides. I just needed to say that. I apologize. I'm not trying to make anybody mad.
Thank you. Right.
I have a comment on this as well, you know, and things were said in previous meetings where they were given as like definites, 100%, overgeneralizing, and there is always two sides to every story. 1000%. So I hear what you're saying, and I also think that not everybody may be heard. So I'm glad we're hearing some of these comments in executive session.
Yeah, Mr. Gammon, I kind of agree with what you were saying because along with, okay, someone can get a bad evaluation, but we're looking at quid pro quo where somebody can get favoritism and a good evaluation or, you know,
The
something.
appearance. It's just, that's my whole issue. I don't think this would ever happen. I really don't. I think these are good, honorable people here, but it's the appearance that is just sets us up for things. It's just, I don't know. I just, my opinion, I could be wrong. If I make people mad, I apologize. That was not my.
Okay. I have to start our regular session. The Brownsville Area School Board of Directors will meet in regular session on Monday, August 12th, 2024, 7:30 p.m. in the auditorium of Brownsville Area School District, 1 Falcon Drive, Brownsville, PA, for general purposes. Roll call.
Here.
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 Item 2.
Mr. Wellington,
The agendas.
Mr.
Oh,
Wellington.
you forgot Mr. Dorsey.
Here.
There you go. Okay.
I'm used to it. I am so used to it.
Yeah, did you have Mr. Wellington, you have a copy of the.
Thank you.
You may be- Thank you, sir. Okay, let's stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag. Item two, superintendent remarks.
Yes. I would like to thank maintenance and the custodial staff for preparing for the school year. I would like to welcome back our teachers as they are returning on the 21st for a county-wide in-service day that will be held at Laurel Highlands High School. Our open house is on the 22nd. Our teacher in service, the 26th, and first day of school for our students, the 27th. In addition, I would like to speak on the renovations at the high school cafeteria. Fabulous job. Thank you to everyone who's involved. The students will be excited.
At this time, we'll take any public remarks on agenda items from on agenda. Just comments, just a reminder, that's all.
Well, I'm concerned about the whole transition with the elementary principal. I've dealt with personally Andrea, and she only had the
Names.
online program. It's about hiring you want a parent's opinion, don't you? Like, she handled the online students who couldn't even handle that. There are 700 students in this elementary school. Is she gonna be able to handle all 700 of our students as prior administration? I mean, that's a genuine concern. She couldn't even respond to text messages or emails or keep up with the online program, let alone all of the elementary students and the online program. What are we doing to get an assistant principal or a different online program? Because our online program's already behind. Those students are falling behind. So are they gonna fall behind? Like, I'm allowed to speak on this because that's a concern, Mr. Delacruz. Because my daughters have an education here. Like, I've already called and talked to Dr. Mark. She already handled one serious situation, just so the board knows. They were proactive. We're meeting together to be ahead of some serious things in our district that we were made aware of. I'm not gonna speak on those things because it's already been handled quietly, like, because it is gang related, I'll just put it that way. So we are handling that. But as a parent with students going into this district, is she gonna be able to handle that? With 700 students? There's over 703 students in that building. Are you aware of this? I'm just saying, are you aware of the actual size of our school compared to your online students? There's only, I think, 150 or 200 online versus 700. These are things that need to be considered. And I'm telling you, my daughter was online last year. She couldn't even tell you if she was a 4.0 or not. We had to educate my daughter. So is that same thing gonna happen to the elementary students? That is a concern because now, what children are gonna be left behind?
And that's a genuine concern.
It is.
There still will be an assistant / cyber position that will be available if she is appointed tonight.
But then what are you gonna do with all those students? Because you have a makeup program that you gotta deal with the lack in the online program. All of our students are behind education. You are aware of this, like severely behind. My daughter, which she didn't get accredited, was the 4.0 for online, but we made a big deal about the students in school. Maybe if we praise our online students, we can get more academics in. If we start praising and getting more involved with these online and the elementary students and the elementary or middle school students, we would have better programs by the time. Kelly's talking about a great program in the high school, but we would never know because of what's going on in the elementary and the middle school. And the way that the situation was handled with Mayhem was wrong, and it was reported, I'm pretty sure, by some of the students. So y'all got a cleanup mess to do, and I'm not done. And if this is getting to be ridiculous, I'm so tired of standing here as a concerned parent. The bullying policy, the cell phone policy, Mr. Gimming, has not changed very much. With that policy that you were looking at, there was only a few words that changed. Terry Christopher had all that information. She had a meeting with Dr. Martin. The Chestnut Ridge program was canceled February. If you go back, it was February. The Chestnut Ridge cancel was supposed to be done. Dr. Martin, Andrea Constable, and I have had meetings on that several times. They were no longer supposed to be renewed. Their contract was supposed to end this year because of the concerns. So, what are we doing with that? Because now I'm calling all of you on the crack because all the meetings, and public comments and everything else, all the meetings still aren't posted. It was declared in the meeting that everything would be posted and listed and videoed. Why is it posted for the public to see? I have other organizations who are trying to watch that have programs that are running right now because you know it's football, cheer season, everybody's busy. Parents are trying to watch this stuff and they can't even get the updates. We haven't posted anything publicly since February. Why? So we can't even go back and get our homework and then to have a quick session like this and then you're going to be voting on everything? I don't feel like you guys have enough time to even vote on stuff as a parent and as a taxpayer.
Charlotte, let me just add that at this point, this board is doing damage control. And it's going to take a while for what was done in the last few months. Now, some board members may argue with me. I'm not going to get into that. We are in damage control, and we're way behind. We're way behind. If Dr. Martin gets the position tonight, she will have a humongous job to try to turn this district around for what's been happening and what was left happening. It goes all the way from the top. Leadership begins at the top. The last 6 months, we didn't have it.
Well, and then back to security, if you go back to this, but just by the way, we did vote out back to security also, because we had 3 positions brought in, I'm sorry.
And you know how I feel about Chestnut Ridge. I've said that vocally for months.
Well,
This board is trying to make things work. It's difficult. We don't agree on everything at this point. But we're trying to turn a new leaf. But right now, I've got to be honest with you, all of you, we're in damage control. The things that have happened that we can't even tell you have happened. We can't even get in to tell you what happened. That we know. Some things happen. And we're trying to fix it. And we just don't have the answers right now. And Dr. Martin is in the middle of a nightmare. And we're going to get this situation straightened out. Whether we have our words with each other or we do our thing. But it is damage control. And I really mean, I've never seen this in my 28 years. I've been through 5 superintendents. But leaving now and what we're left with in our hands that you don't know about for like, oh my God. 9 people got to try to figure this out. And we're going to do it. And we might not all be on the same page. But we're going to start tonight. We actually started a month ago. But as of Friday, there's a new leaf in this district. And hopefully we will move forward. We're not going with the old regime. Those who want to ride that bandwagon, you ride the damn bandwagon. You're not going to go anywhere.
Well, I'm not sure what Bob said, you guys need to sit down and really iron out.
We're going to get it. We're going to get it. And I'm not speaking for all my board members, but I know y'all feel, every one of these guys up here, ladies, are trying. We are trying daily. We only meet twice a month. That's the hardest part. But we're on the phone and we're talking, we're communicating, we're trying to say, well, what do we do about this or that? And the newer board members, they're just getting their feet wet. You know, that's not the way we operated for 28 years. So right now, and I don't want to go on and be long-winded, but I know that the change is coming. And it's coming quickly. But damage control is going to take a while. It's going to take a while. And I'm done with my rant. So.
Yeah, Mr. Bashir, and like what Mr. Mahalik was saying about trying to get everybody as a committee together to try to fix these things. There are so many things we need to address. We need to change some things, put some new policies, some new procedures in. And, you know, it's been said, oh, you know, like, we're only board members twice a month. Well, this is a time that we need to be board members more than twice a month. And Dr. Martin, if you feel we need to meet and have a meeting on certain things, please feel free. Let's call these meetings, let's get together, let's talk this out, because I really think you do have a lot of support on this board.
Thank you.
And to move forward and try to fix some of these things. And I don't like the idea of Zoom meetings. I'm old school. I want to meet in person. If sometimes when you're on Zoom, there's things you really phase out and don't cover. And I'm open to extra meetings if need be to get some things fixed and move forward.
And Dr. Martin will probably be assuming the position of this leadership of this school. And I will say, those who want to work with her, great. Those who don't, you'll be looking on the outside because she needs all the help she can get. She's basically holding her own by herself. She does not have the help that previous people had. She has to rely on a lot of you teachers out there and administrators for her to do her job if she gets elected to that position tonight. And she's an interim superintendent. But you got to work with her. And if you're not going to work with her, you won't have my ears. I'm here 4 more years. I don't get elected, so what? But I'm here for the best interest of the taxpayers and the students. And Dr. Martin is the chosen one, and I hope so, that we move forward together. What's happened in the last few years did not sit well with me. You probably heard me over the last few years. And I'm not going to be here giving a campaign speech. All I'm saying is hopefully the new leaf will turn over and we can all get on the page. But don't think things are going to happen overnight. They are not. It's just going to, we have to do it right. We have to dot the I's, cross the T's, and make things right. And make all of our employees right. We have contracts coming up. We've got a lot of things to deal with. Sorry, Mr. President, I'm done.
And
Appreciate
Mrs.
the input.
Kimball, you
Thanks.
bringing up about things not being posted online since February. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't know that. I will look at our website here and there, but I really don't pay a lot of attention to it. And I've said before, because I don't really care for that website, it's not very user-friendly. But every meeting was supposed to be posted, like the following week.
YouTube also, and they took them off of YouTube also.
They should all, yeah, they should be on there.
All you do is like the news channels and everything now, and like the musical and everything is listed now, that's it. There's nothing from the school boards except for the few. And we use those for whenever we forget to bring our notebooks or pens, they
Right.
have to use that to go back and hear what's going on. That's the fact why I'm always so loud, because they can't hear it on the cameras unless you're loud. So that's why, because it's imperative, because if we want to make educated decisions for our children and taxpayers, like parents, we have to educate ourselves and come back and review this information, because there's a lot that we need to unpack and come and make our own conclusions on before we can present the board. And we can't do that if we don't have that information even presented to us, like having 2 board meetings, which I get, it happens when we are on cleanup. I get damage control, trust me, I'm on my damage control with, you know, things that we had to do with coaching and everything. You're always on damage control when you have to take a program and turn it into a program again. It always happens, you're gonna have bumps, but parents should be heard, like 700 kids in one building, and we already have an online program, like that's a concern for me.
Thank you, Ms. Gibbon. Did anybody else sign to speak or? No, before I have a motion for the agenda, we need to alert that G, right, Mr. Davis? G under personnel from tonight's agenda. Request for unpaid leave is being G. Okay. So item remove. We haven't done it.
All right, along that line, I'd like to remove H under education. Dealing with the E-Pass. Right.
Ms. Long. Are we okay? Is the rest of the board okay with that?
I'm a no on it.
H, Rick?
Yeah.
H?
On the all pass,
H with the E-Hall pass, and
Yep.
it's gone.
Okay. education, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, with those two removals, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda and related material for incorporation into the minutes.
Also move. Second.
Moves, second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, I'll entertain a motion to approve the June 20th and June 27th board minutes.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Questions?
Can't comment, just real quick, just on what was mentioned earlier during the speaking. The last minutes that are posted on the website are April 18th. So we definitely need, there's 2 meetings in May need to be added to the website. And then, since then, we are approving June 20th and the 23rd, but we are not approving the special meeting on the 16th of July also. So we need to get those minutes in and approved as well. So 2 need posted, 3 need approved. Thanks for bringing that up. So July 16th is not in, we're doing June 20th and June 27th, those check off. May 16th and May 28th need to be posted to the
Need to be
website.
posted.
Need to be posted.
But they were approved. just
Right, they were
posted.
approved, they just weren't posted. And in June, we need to
July.
approve July 16th. Right, the next public, yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So next month, we should be approving July and August. Yeah.
Mr. Gammon, I don't know the reason why they're not posted, but I could probably think of a reason.
Okay. We have
All
a
the
motion and a
agendas are-
second.
All the agendas are there, which is great. I mean, that helps.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And it's legal.
That's our legal record.
so I have a motion and a second to approve June 20th, June 22nd.
So moved.
I have that already,
Oh.
Mr. Gates. Thank you, though. Right?
Yep, you had it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6, Ms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we were,
Yeah, August 5th.
August
5th.
5th. We were in executive session, August 5th, to discuss. Yeah. Yeah. Item 6, Ms. Columbia.
I move to approve the August General Fund, Capital Fund, Title I and Title IIA, 2D, Cafeteria Fund, and Treasurer Financial Reports.
Second.
I have that motion and a second. Questions? Roll call.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Delarose?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Pollock?
Yes.
Mrs. Jukush? Yes.
Item 7, I'll entertain a motion to approve the following funds listed below.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions? Roll call.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Delarose?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Pollock?
Yes.
Mrs. Jukush? Yes.
Education, Mr. Dorsey.
Okay. Item A, I move to approve the agreement with Fayette County Drug and Alcohol Commission and the Brownsville School District for the 24-25 school year. Second.
A motion and a second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item B, I move to approve the addendum to contractual agreement between Presley Ridge, Greensburg, and Brownsville School District for the 24-25 school year.
Second.
Motion second. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Item C, I move to approve the letter of agreement with Centerville Clinics and the Brownsville School District for the 24-25 school year. Second.
I have that motion and a second. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Now, with the handbooks, is there something that we need to revise? Should we say?
We're on D.
D first, then.
Yeah, that one's
First
good.
reading of the 18th.
First reading, I know, but I was just asking that question.
My opinion only, I think we should approve them now, but we should kind of.
And then we
And
can.
then-
We can always add up,
We
yes.
want to-
Okay,
For addition.
okay, sounds good. Okay, D, I move to approve the first reading of the high school and middle school ATSI plan.
Second.
Motion and second, questions?
Just
Yes.
real quick
Sure.
on that ATSI, that is, this is, we do this because our scores are not the best, right?
Correct.
Not every school has to do this.
No.
If we had good
No.
scores, we wouldn't have to do this.
And if you notice in front of you, I did put the, go ahead, Kelly. I'm sorry. It's not all the scores.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not, okay, good. Attendance and,
Attendance dropouts.
okay,
It could be test scores in ELA with,
okay,
African American students.
right, right.
It could be,
But our goal would not,
graduation.
our goal would be to not have to do a TSI plan, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's kind of what I was asking. And I would love to have that conversation to get us to the point where we don't need this plan.
Right.
And
I
with,
don't know how to do that.
what Mrs. Stout was saying, you know, sometimes you can have good scores, but then no subgroups.
Gotcha.
That's what brings you down, you know?
Like social probation or suspension or whatever we call it now, has to deal with our ATSI plan for attendance.
Uh-huh.
So that's a big part of it. And I can explain again in executive session if you would need me to, but that plays a big part in our attendance plan. Same with Mrs. Drennan, she takes, it's a big part of our attendance in that. Again, graduation rate in career standards benchmarks, it plays a huge part. So if you ever need more explanation on that, do that.
And all three ATSI plans are in front of you. It lists the flag categories. It lists the plans that your building principals put in place. Next month, they will need approved so that they can be submitted in time to the state. And then in addition, they are posted online, on all three are online. So if you would happen to misplace your hard copy, they're there.
I appreciate it. My only ask is going forward is when you're ready to send these out, please don't wait till the week of board meeting. I'll take them personally. I did a lot of reading over the last couple of days.
It's perfect. You have 1 month,
Back.
yep.
I mean, this was better. Actually, this was way better because we got them on Wednesday. No, that was great. So,
But this doesn't have to be approved until next month. This is just you reading
just
it.
going down the line. Anytime we've got these documents, these big things, I'm we take this. I want to read. Like I'm going to read this stuff. So the more time, the better. I'm a slow reader. I'm good at math.
Mr. Dorsey, I just had a question. Let's see. On,
Hey, we have a motion and a second.
Oh,
here,
yeah,
so, any more questions on D?
Do we have a motion?
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Go ahead.
I should ask on C. Now, with Centerville Clinic, their services aren't no match to what Chestnut Ridge does, right?
That's what I just asked the Ross.
I know
I don't think
Senator-
they have the,
They don't have any.
I don't believe
Oh,
so.
They got rid of it.
I don't know.
Let's
Can we look
into
into
it.
We can look
Let's
into
look
that,
into
yes.
it.
Can we look into that?
I mean, I believe they may provide psychological services, but not
I know there's like
counseling.
BSDs,
Not
MPs,
counseling.
TSA.
But I can look into that.
I'm trying to think, it might be right, Bob. I don't think they do.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure, but.
So that would be a good question to ask. Even though it's West Center, West California, who are they?
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're not using Chestnut Ridge, let's get their numbers.
Right.
Yeah. I'm almost positive now that you say that when Jamie talked to West Center, they did that. That's what they used.
Mr. Dorsey, go ahead.
Okay, item E, I move to approve the district student handbook. Second.
Motion and a second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Aye.
Item F.
Roll call, Mr.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 8-1. Thanks. Okay.
Okay, item F, motion to, I move to approve the high school, middle school program studies.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
G, I move to approve in-depth intervention for nicotine dependence education, prevention, tobacco and health, program, no cost to the district, paid by Fayette County Drug and Alcohol Commission.
Second.
A motion and second, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item H was removed. Item I move to approve the safety care core curriculum training for 2 special education teachers at a cost of $2,050 per teacher. It's within budgetary guidelines.
Second.
Motion and second, questions? Roll call?
Yes.
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 Okay, item J, I move to approve the quote from Addendum for Study Island Core Library District-wide license. 1 year contract, 15,000. Did we decide 1 year or 3 year?
You guys will make that decision this evening if you're comfortable with a 1-year contract or a 3-year. I wanted you to have the information for both. So right now we have it, just to speak on it. We have it right now, but it's for the middle school and the high school. We pay $11,501.07. This will give us district-wide access, so it will cover our elementary school as well. And then in addition, we will have ELA, math, and science coverage with Study Island. We pay for IXL right now for the elementary. We will let the IXL program is running out. We will let that go. Study Island will be streamlined K through 12.
And if we go with the 3-year, is that covered under ESSER money?
It is ESSER set aside to
For
talk
the
to Mike,
3-year.
and so yes, the 3-year would be, and it's a discounted rate. So we did receive a 10% discount.
That's a good question, Bob, because,
Mhm.
you know, the ESSER's money's running out.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what, I don't have a problem doing this as long as the teachers are using it.
I would like to see some, if possible, a traffic report on some of the software.
So
We bought
SWI,
a lot of it, Bob.
Yeah, and not just this, you know.
Yeah.
right, the SWI program, whenever Mrs. Columbia gets to that program does track
Okay, great.
everything, so we could get a printout report
The
of that.
question here is 1 year or 3?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
1 or 3.
are you projecting that this will still be relevant in 3 years?
Yes, and we've had Study Island here for years.
Right.
As long as I can.
Okay, so I'll read it as a 3-year. You guys can vote.
All right,
How
sounds good.
you care. If not, we can go to a 1. But,
Because we've had that.
3-year contract, $40,769.10, paid with the ESSER money that's already been set aside.
Second.
I have that motion and second, questions? Roll call.
Yeah, just,
Oh, sorry.
I don't know, and to be honest with you, I would love to hear from some teachers, and I don't know if this is something that we can do, if Stacy could talk about this in executive session with us real quick and come back and vote on it again. I just,
Well, does
Can
this
you
have to
use
be
the
talked in
Well,
executive? This is public session.
Currently being used for the math.
oh,
Not at the middle school.
Okay.
Only the math uses it at the middle school, I'm not sure.
Okay.
What about the elementary?
IXL. So that's elementary.
Well,
again, this is an open, like, when we ask questions, like, we really want to know the answers. It's a different world.
Yes, teachers are allowed to talk to us now.
Yeah.
But isn't,
What's that, Jay?
Mrs. Bach,
High school uses it, I use it for science, I think they use it for English, as far as I know. Personally, I use it for Keystone
I'm good,
Prep,
3 years.
and it helps, I believe, the Keystone.
Okay, you
So we
solidified
have a
my
motion and
Okay,
second.
thank you.
and isn't this contract allow it district-wide? Maybe right now it's limited? Is that?
well, middle school will now have access to all 3 content areas, and elementary will have access as well. Elementary does not have access currently.
But with this new contract, they will.
They will.
Got it.
Yes, all three, math, all tested subjects use it in middle school.
It has.
They use it faithfully in high school.
Okay.
Thank you. So this motion and the second was for a 3-year contract. Roll call, please.
Yes from me.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Okay, item K, I move to purchase Sentinel-1 cybersecurity program at a cost of $3,288 for two-year contract in the amount of $6,576. That's within budgetary guidelines.
This is another. Second.
So Jeremy, if I'm not wrong, this is part of our security procedures and postures are things that are available for executive session. I do have some questions about this. I think we need it, I'm just not sure exactly what it is, and I wanted to kind of ask those questions in executive session because of the vulnerabilities. Like,
I would,
I would say this is security, and if it's okay with you, Mr. Dorsey,
That's
if
fine.
we could bring Ryan back real quick at the beginning of the executive session to kind of just,
So we go in now, or you want to skip this? We didn't, I don't know.
we got two more to do.
Well, I
and
have
then
two more
personnel, So let's
motions.
just do the other two. Come
Let's
back to
just
that.
do I, or L and M.
I just want to understand a little bit about what this is, obviously, because it's.
Item K will come back, yeah. So if you want to do item
I don't
L,
want to do
Mr. Dorsey.
Okay, item
It
L,
might not be real.
I move to approve the quote from Soundtrack.
Point of order, Mr. Dorsey.
Yes.
Sorry. I don't know how to do this, Mr. Davis, but we had a motion and a second.
Yeah.
So,
decided we're gonna act on it, when we come back, and reflect what the board decided.
I just want clarification on it, thank you.
Okay, I move to approve the quote for Soundtrack for education, 150 seats at a cost of $1,019. ESSER money that was already set aside will be paying for that.
Second.
Has a motion and a second. Questions? Roll call?
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Delarose?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gainer?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Howell?
Yes.
Mrs. Zuber?
Okay, item M, I move to approve the quote from Wilston Just Words for an accelerated, highly explicit, multimodal, Tier 2 word study program for students in grades 4 through 12 and adults who have mild, moderate gaps in their decoding and spelling proficiency, but do not require intensive intervention in the amount of $18,389.70.
Paid by title.
Paid with title funds?
Yeah. So I have that motion
Second.
and a second. Questions?
Question on the motion.
Yep.
I mean, I'm reading it, it goes grades 4 to 12 and adults. What? I mean, is there a gap that it's how much money we're spending on adults and who are the adults? Or how did we find that?
no, it's just the adults who will be servicing the students. It's Tier 2 support, so it's in addition to the Tier 1 instruction. And it will support the program that we already have in place with our K through 3 students.
When you're saying adults, is that targeting, say, 20, 21-year-olds that are still enrolled in school?
I think it could support adults, yes, that are 18 years old or more, and yes.
Bottom line though, we are only servicing students who are
Students, we're
enrolled in
just-
our
right,
Brownsville School
right.
District.
Yeah, that's my
Right.
question, my point.
Right.
Is most of this money going to be directed towards the students? And I know we probably don't know how that's broken up, but that's my question. We don't know. I'll support it, but I don't know the answer. Thank you.
After they get their certificate of completion, the way I'm reading it is that, those special education students that after they get their certification of completion, that we still provide education up until the day before their 22nd birthday. So when I'm reading it from a special education lens, that's how I'm reading it as.
We're required to do that.
Yes, thank you
Thanks.
for
And
clarifying.
then that money, when it runs out, what happens?
So we still get reimbursed for students that are with us, as long as we do a certification of completion instead of a diploma when they complete 12th grade. But then the state reimburses us a percentage for those students that agree that their parents want them to continue education until the day before their 22nd.
21, okay. Very good, thank you.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes?
Yes.
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 At this time, I will entertain a motion for an executive session.
So moved.
Second.
A motion is second, an executive session for personnel, legal, and security.
And security.
And security. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, we'll go back.
gotta tell me, let me know.
crowd.
Okay, we're gonna return to regular session. We were in executive session for personnel and security. Mr. Dorsey, we have a case to revisit.
Oh, that's right.
We had a motion and a second.
We have a motion in a
Yeah.
second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Nope, good.
Roll call, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, personnel, Mr. Gates?
All right, I make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Mary Saluga, paraeducator, effective August 5th, 2024.
Second?
A motion and a second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Just real quick, Mr. President, as we go through here on personnel, I just want to do it now. I'm going to vote no on some of these. 1,000,000%. It's a soldier for my entire life. I will support, anybody that gets selected, I will support them 1,000,000%. I have my reasons for voting no on some of these. I would be more than happy to talk to anybody on why I voted no. I've already talked to one person about it. I just want to lay that out there. It is not personal in any way, shape, or form, and anybody that gets selected, you have my 1,000% support. Thank you.
I concur with Mr. Gammon. I just feel the same way.
All right, I make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from William Richards, paraeducator, effective August 6th, 2024.
Having a rough night.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Make a
Mr.
motion to
Hold on,
accept-
one second, Mr. Gates. Mr. Bashir wanted to say something there.
Forgot what the hell I was gonna say.
You were talking back in what?
Sorry, Ron, I didn't know you were finished.
No, I was finishing a comment, concurring on what Mr. Gammon said, and I wasn't gonna add anything much to it, so it's done. Thank you for recognizing that, though.
Thank you.
All right, sorry about that. Okay, I make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Candy Ripple, paraeducator, effective August 6th, 2024.
Second?
Motion and a second. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Dr. Kurt Mahan, elementary principal, effective immediately.
And a motion and a second. Questions?
Comment. I think it's ridiculous that we did not hold Dr. Mahan for the 60 days that we could have under contract, or at least 30 days.
Mr. Gammon, it wasn't we,
I know.
Yeah.
because we would have held,
It wasn't we.
it wasn't we.
Somebody
Someone
dropped the ball.
allowed him to go without ever informing the board that he was going.
Now, I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. He should have been here until we got things settled.
Yeah, Rick, because I think you were the last one to know he left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we should have been informed as a board, at Board of Education, that our principal left.
right away.
Anyway,
We have a second.
Motion, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
yes.
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 No.
Yes.
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 All right, I make a motion to hire Wayne Schumar as a part-time security guard for the Brownsville Area School District in accordance with the SEIU contract.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions? Roll call.
I have a question.
Oh, sorry.
On that position, it says part-time. Was that supposed to be a full-time position, or is that a part-time?
It's a part-time position.
Part-time?
It says part-time.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 All right, I make a motion to accept the request from Kathy Skavis for an unpaid leave of absence from from October 18th to 2024 through October 29th, 2024.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, G has been tabled, taken off. H, make a motion to approve the request submitted by Dr. Andrea Constable to transfer to the vacant elementary head principal position at a salary of $90,000 in accordance with the current Act 93 agreement within budgetary guidelines retroactive till August 1st, 2024.
Have that motion?
Second.
Second. Questions?
I'm just, again, gonna reiterate, my vote's gonna be no, and it's because, of the process. This position, we did not interview anyone for this. She is being put straight into the position. I think I said my piece in, executive session.
Roll call, please.
Because of the process, and I'm not gonna compromise my principles, my vote is no.
Yes.
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 No.
I'm gonna vote no, but I think she's gonna do a great job. It's not about her.
Yes.
Yes.
5-4. Pass. Thanks.
All right. I can make a motion to hire Courtney Bigham as business manager at a salary of $105,000 within budgetary guidelines for final contract approval from the solicitor.
Second.
Have that motion and a second. Questions?
Yeah, once again, I'm gonna vote no. I cannot see paying, a business manager with no school experience more than we were paying the best business manager we've had in my 25 years.
As far as, I have one statement with that. When we brought Mike in, again, he had the same experience as this guy does. Mike did an excellent job, and the salary was what Mike suggested that we give him.
Mike's not voting.
I understand that.
And also, when you're saying Mike didn't have the experience and everything, hopefully now, once this goes through and he's hired for this amount of money, he's gonna back it up.
I sure hope so. I agree with you.
Roll call.
My vote is no. It's a direct insult to the taxpayers and Mr. Llewellyn. So my vote is no. Nothing against him personal. My vote is no.
Yes.
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 No.
Again, I think he'll do a great job. No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
5-4.
Okay, I make a motion to appoint Keith Wellington as the transportation director at a stipend rate of $7,000 within budgetary guidelines effective August 13th, 2024.
Second.
And I think he will do an excellent job.
Have that motion and a second. Questions? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Even though he forgets me, I'll vote yes.
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 Just because you forget him, yes.
Yes.
I make a motion to hire Taylor Mathers as a middle school special education resource position on step 1 at $39,420 per the BEA contract within budgetary guidelines.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Questions? Roll call.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 No.
5-4.
It's a vote total. What was it?
5-4 pass.
Positive or
Pass. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
pass?
I make a motion to hire Teresa Mahalik as a substitute teacher / counselor for the 2024-2025 school year.
Have that motion. And a second. Questions?
Roll call.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Delarose?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
I abstain. Yeah.
Ms. Sue?
Yes.
All right, I make a motion to appoint Dr. Kristen D. Frey Snyder, or Frey Martin, sorry about that, as the acting superintendent for the 24-25 school year, pending the MOU agreement with the solicitor signed and agreed upon by both parties.
And we'll actually have to come back and do the order.
Right,
Once those are finalized. So at the beginning of the school year,
right.
for an interim basis.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second, questions? Roll call.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Delarose?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
I'm a no, and I did talk to Dr. Martin earlier, and then tore it away.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Mahalik?
Yes.
Mrs. Zhu?
No.
Make a motion to create a reading intervention specialist at the Brownsville Area Elementary School.
Second.
Motion and second, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Finance, Mrs. Columbia.
Item A, a motion to approve the proposal from Harris School Solutions for the employee web portal at a cost of $10,856, and this is within budgetary guidelines.
Second.
Motion and second, questions? Roll call.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Delarose?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Mahalik?
Yes.
Mrs. Zhu?
Yes.
Item B, I move to approve the Disabled Veterans Real Property Tax Exemption Certification.
I have a motion. I have a second, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, I move to approve the renewal of SWYE 360 for the 2024-25 school year at a cost of $12,331.20, and this is within budgetary guidelines.
I have a motion.
Second.
A second, questions? Roll call.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Delarose?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Mahalik?
Yes.
Yes. Item D, a motion to create a sensory room for the students in the elementary school from playlearn.com, paid with Title IV funds. 6-foot interactive sensory aquarium for $650. Liquid floor tiles 4-pack, 3 of them at $119 each for a total $357. We have the oval Serenity pad for $1,600. The stretchy snuggle swing, I'm enjoying reading these, for $280. The round fiber optic ceiling shooting stars for $1,350. Soft interactive piano touch wall for $4,250. A medium gym mat, 3 of those at $560 each for a total of $1,680. A padded platform base for bubble tube, $500. And a shimmering fiber optic light curtain for $900. And the total of all of these is $11,567.
I have that motion. And a second, questions? Roll call.
Mr. Bashir?
Pass.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Delarose?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Mahalik?
Yes.
Mrs. Zhu?
Yes.
Back to Mr. Bashir.
Mr. Bashir?
No. Thank you, Ms. Columbia. Athletics, Mr. Clark.
Yes, there was a few changes on here. The first one is a motion to hire Scott Victor as assistant varsity baseball coach for the 24-25 school year. Compensation set at $3,040, pending clearances. The next one's a motion to hire Corey Lent as assistant varsity, baseball. We can just read them all. Yeah, just do it.
Well, we can,
Yeah, some, I just do, I think, which one.
All right, we'll do it, all right, go ahead. I thought it was.
so, I have a motion and a second for item A. It says B over here, but it's item A. Any questions? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes?
Yes.
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 A motion to hire Corey Lent as assistant varsity baseball coach for the 24-25 school year, with compensation set at $3,040, pending clearances.
Second.
Motion and second, questions? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes?
Yes.
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 All right. A motion to hire Dylan Ferguson as the assistant boys soccer coach for the 24-25 school year, with compensation set at nothing, because it's just a volunteer position. No compensation.
Have a motion?
Second.
Second, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, motion to purchase a wrestling mat at 42 by 42 by 2 from the SC Green School District in the amount of $4,000.
Second.
Motion and second, questions? Roll call.
Just a comment.
Sorry, excuse me.
Correct, yes.
Just a clarification that we are paying the whole bill.
Right.
Okay, that's what I would ask for affirmative vote from the board for that.
Thank you.
Roll
Roll
call
call.
doesn't make, $1,000 doesn't break us. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I just want to make a quick comment that you know, I understand where everyone's coming from as far as the district paying the entire bill, but I also want to point out that there are a lot of booster clubs that kick in a lot of money to make their programs work. And I know, and I don't mean to preach me, but I personally, out of my own pocket, paid for sweatsuits, and our boosters paid for an entire set of uniforms. So, you know, we do at some point in time have to be careful how much money we're spending on each sport. I'm going to vote yes. I like the idea that we're bringing the wrestling program back, but I am a little bit concerned about how this is going to affect other booster clubs, because they work really hard to raise a lot of money to make this stuff happen. And the district, you know, doesn't come forward and say, well, we're going to pay for it. But I'm going to vote yes.
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 Mr. Delray. Mr. Delray, before the meeting adjourns, someone please tell me why G was taken off the agenda under personnel.
Under,
And I missed it.
You can see him afterwards.
yeah. Okay, this time I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.